Hey, MBL! This is Bananas, owner of the New York Giants, and you are watching Building the Franchise Detroit Lions live on MBL Network.
I ain't got much to say. We know what this one's about, right? Yeah. We know what this one's for. It's what you work for in the off-season. During the season, you work for this one right here. All I know, we're going to play together, man. We play together all of us 60 minutes. This game is all about who can play harder or longer.
What's going on, MBL Network? The first live stream Building the Franchise Detroit Lions. Guys, let us know if the audio and the background music is all good and everything's clear and ready to rock and roll. Big shout out to my producer behind the scenes pulling the strings. That is Hop, aka last season NFC North champion. Hop. Big shout out to him. Guys, it's January 22nd. It is a Monday. Raw 25 is on right now. So if you're watching us right now, we really appreciate it. Either you hate wrestling or you're watching both right now, and I definitely can respect that. MBL Season 29, we're currently in Week 5. Also want to give a big shout out to the guys on Highly Debatable. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to tune right back into this network. They're going to have a great show breaking down what's going on, the happenings around the league in the Madden Bomber League. And if you're looking to join the MBL, you go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com and put in an application to be a part of this league. But Highly Debatable tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the MBL live game, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with play-by-play broadcasting on twitch.tv/MBL Network. You got the Rams versus the Eagles, and we got a great show today. Hop, big shout out to him pulling the strings behind the scenes, but we're going to get right into the show right now. First up, we're going to talk about this offensive starting lineup we have in Detroit, the 6-time champion. Did I miss the point on the GIF? I think I might have missed the GIF on there. But we're the 6-time champion, if you didn't know. And I'd say it 6 times, but I really don't feel like it. So we're just going to say 6-time champion 3 times. There we go. Half as good. We get the GIF up there, the Jordan GIF. No, we're doing it. We're feeling it right now. Episode number 22. Our offensive starting lineup has been pretty much the same so far. Left to right on the offensive line, Taylor Decker. We re-signed him. That's the big part of this show right now. Greg Robinson, Travis Swanson, TJ Lang, Rick Wagner. That rounds out the offensive line. The core we've had for a while, but they're getting older. You know, you look at TJ Lang, he's getting older. I believe he's 32 years old. Rick Wagner, 30 years old. Greg Robinson, not that great. The weak link. I'm looking to replace them all in the next season and a half. Those 3, TJ Lang, Wagner, and Greg Robinson. Obviously, Swanson and Decker are here for the long haul. Big shout out to the guys in the chat right now. We got Jugs in the chat, Madden Spartans, Pricey's in the chat, MBL Todd saying Vikings best in the North. We'll get to that later. We're going to have a Bomber Logic segment at the end of this show, and we'll actually be able to discuss the craziness of which is coming out of your mouth right now from Todd. But wide receiver, Harvey Beckham. Tight end, I put Gronk on there because we're running a lot of two tight end, 2 wide receiver sets. Matt Stafford, starting quarterback, obviously franchise quarterback. PJ Albury, rookie, starting at halfback, doing a phenomenal job right now. And you see over there, number 17, Kendrick Montgomery. We're going to talk about him a little bit, but that's going to make you say, hey, man, where's Golden Tate? Where's Golden Great? 1,500 yards last season. The season before that, he put in 1,300 yards with Marvin Jones Jr. They made for a tremendous pair at the time, but his time is up. Tony Parker just got benched for the Spurs. He's coming off the bench now. Golden Tate's going to do the same. Let's talk about it right now. Let's pull up the graphic right now. We got a little graphic about what Caldwell said. He said, we're currently 5-0. For those wondering, we left off week 1. We've done the last 4 weeks. We played the Chicago Bears. We played the Minnesota Vikings. We played the Dallas Cowboys. We pretty much played all the teams. If you go to MaddenBomberLeague.com, you can check out our schedule. We're 5-0, and we played 4 of the first 5 home games, so we haven't really got a sample size on the road yet. We're still trying to figure if we're really a road team and we got that kind of guts that we had last year. We won our 6th championship. Plugged it again. That's 4 times. All right, here's what Caldwell said about Golden Tate. I quote, "It's not easy to tell a guy that is coming off 1,500 yards that we feel the need to go in a different direction. And it's even more difficult for the player to accept that. But Golden Tate, also known as Golden Great, is a true professional. I watch him coaching Montgomery each week in practice. A lot of the recent success from Kendrick is because of the guidance from Tate." Now that's big praise right there when you're looking at Golden Tate, 32 years old. He's making $10.87 million this year, and he's on the last year of his contract. We aren't bringing Golden Tate back. I mean, you guys in the chat, what do you think? I mean, Golden Tate, he'll probably play another year or two, but it just isn't going to be in Detroit. You know, I absolutely love the guy. He's done some great things for our franchise. We got a Super Bowl with him. But right now, we have to go with the more athletic guy. I mean, Golden Tate has regressed. You know how Madden regression works at 30. He's 32 years old. Last year of his deal, $10.87 million, 89 speed, 85 excel, only 89 agility. And this is all coming from a guy that's 5'10", a buck 97. You know, as we said before, Golden Great's a little chunky. We're going to bring in Montgomery. We're going to work with him. As you see on the screen, his player card right there, Golden Tate. You know, we're going to work with him and kind of bring him in. Tate's going to be running the slot. And don't forget, we still have Doug Baldwin on the back burner that I am actually thinking that he comes in and makes a couple plays for us. We remember Dorial Green Beckham coming in and making a couple plays in the Super Bowl for us. He kind of takes that role and kind of takes it to the next level. Really confident with our wide receiver depth right now, as long as a couple key pieces like HB18 stay healthy. Moving forward, let's take a look at Ford Field. Hop, let's pull that up. We upgraded our stadium a little bit. Let's interact with the chat a little bit. What we got going on right now? Golden Tate won't be in Baltimore is what Hound's saying. Okay, so here's a little backstory on Hound. MBL season 27, I believe, the offseason, the first offseason. Yeah, just leave the Ford Field up there for us, Hop. The first offseason, Hound, the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, came in there and he was trying to bring in old Golden Tate. We let him hit free agency. He touched free agency. We decided, you know what? We didn't like what was out there. We weren't really sure that we'd actually get a wide receiver to drop to us in that draft. We ended up drafting Gianni Slade, the defensive nose tackle, who's played pretty well for us. He's been a good player. We had higher expectations, but he's been solid, formidable in the middle of the defensive line. But you know, Tate had a lot of interest in going to Baltimore, and then I gave him a call. I said, Golden, you know, Golden, great. You can only play in one city in your prime. We still think you got a year or two left. Let's bring you back to Detroit. I know we released you. Let's get you on a little longer term, more team-friendly contract, and let's bring you in here and see if you can still produce. He was coming off injury year, NBL season 26. He decided to come back for season 27 and 28. You know how the story goes. We won our 6th Super Bowl. That's 5 times I've plugged it. I'm getting to 6, guys. Just wait up. It's coming. Big shout out to Hound in the chat right now. John Blevins in the chat saying HB18 got a target on his jersey. Can anyone lock on? Well, the target is actually for Stafford, and it helps him throw it to him easier. So there we go. We debunked that right there. But Ford Field, check out Ford Field right now, guys. You see all those greens. All we got to do is get concessions up. I didn't even know concessions was down right now. It kind of costs a little bit of money. We wasted about $80 million upgrading Ford Field, but we do it for the fans, baby. We do it for the fans. It's all about the fans. And, you know, we got seats in there real nice. I mean, Hop, come check out our stadium sometime. I know it's better than what you got going on in Minnesota. So we've been upgrading that, get concessions up, and it just brings in a little bit more money for us as we're going to look at jersey sales right now. This is big. So we're going to talk about upcoming free agents potentially on our team, people we have to re-sign. But I wanted to talk about jersey sales just a little bit because this is kind of big for me. If you can bring in some funds back to the organization, the value of you as a player is higher to me. I mean, you look at these jersey sales right now, you see Ben Roethlisberger at the top, Antonio Brown, Ben bringing in $600K a week. I mean, let's do the math on that. He's bringing in over $8 million in a regular season to this franchise as far as funds. Same with Antonio Brown. We got Rob Gronkowski bringing in $579,000. HB18 $555,000. Stafford $533,000, and Slade $497,000. We're bringing in $2 million a week in jersey sales from these 4 guys. I don't think there's a team out there bringing in that. I mean, over a span of, you know, the 16 games, the regular season, 17 weeks in actuality, we're bringing in over $30 million if my math is right. I mean, that's the quick math for you. I mean, that's a lot of money for as far as funds go. When you look at this team and this franchise, it just gives us power in offseason to offer those guaranteed money. And speaking of guaranteed money, we offered a lot of guaranteed money to Taylor Decker, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Speaking of jersey sales, did anybody see on eBay, RB Beckham 18? Let's get that on the screen. Get that on the screen, Hop. Harvey Beckham essentially has a jersey that's signed that's going for $9,999. At first, I said, that's cheap. That's too cheap. That can't be real. But guys, what do you think? Is that something you'd pay for? I know Pricey out there. He's in the chat right now. I know he's thinking, hey, man, I might buy this jersey. $9,999. How many eggs is that do you have to push, Pricey, to get a jersey like that. Big shout out to Colbster in the chat. Colbster, I don't know. This is a signed Harvey Beckham, potentially the best wide receiver to ever grace the MBL. And that's according to me. And is my bias influenced by this? Of course, and I'm applying bomber logic to it as well. Guys, Madden Spartan said he would buy it. It's an older Lions jersey that he signed. There's not many out there. He doesn't sign his name to many things. So $9,999 for a signed Harvey Beckham. You can get that overnighted, expedited shipping. You can do it all. Kyle in the chat saying HB18 is the GOAT. That is the truth. Pricey wants to buy that Titans jersey. He probably does. Pricey is a big-time Tennessee Titans, Sonny Weaver fan. He loves to stay in that AFC. He loves to root for the underdog, the Sonny Weaver, the consistent underachiever. That's what you get. 10-6 is what he usually goes, but if he goes 12-4, it's a guaranteed first-round exit. So I don't know. We'll talk about that more on the Bomber Logic segment. I just wanted to bring that up. I was on eBay. I was like, I wonder how much a Harvey Beckham jersey costs, and here we are. All right, moving along in the show. What do we got? What do we got now? But this is a leak right now. Haas posting a leak right now. The Harvey Beckham has signed with the Jordan brand. Harvey Beckham, HB1899. He just has this new shoe out, and what is it called? It's called Speed Kills, of course. You put these bad boys on. We'll make OSU run a 4.4 flat, and I promise you that. They're going to be going in the shelves. I mean, Big Baller Brand called him up. He said, we got a shoe. We want to sell for $2,000. Harvey Beckham said, I'm about the kids, man. Go $199. That's what the Jordans are going for. $199. That's what it's at. And it's just a prototype. It's not even out yet. But them HB18 kicks, we're going to have a prototype. I'm going to get Kyle on this, and we're going to have a prototype of this graphic. It's going to be somewhere between the 11s with a little bit of flash. It's obviously going to be a cleat. People are going to be walking around in cleats, just because they want to wear these HB18s. They say, hey, man, can I get the regular sneaker? No, it's a cleat. It is what it is. $199. Big Baller Brand, try a little harder. He just signed a 4-year deal with Jordan. So we'll have some more prototypes as it comes out as far as with Harvey Beckham and his Jordan brand shoes. But let's talk about the focus of this. The focus of this show is around Taylor Decker. I told y'all we were going to pay this man. We were going to give him whatever he wants. You want this? You got it. Kitchen sink? You got it. Well, Taylor Decker, your time is now. The Taylor Decker contract is out. Let me pull up my paper. 7 years. $83 million. It could have been $83 billion. $45 million guaranteed for the best left tackle in the Madden Bomber League. They always say the blind side, right? Got to protect the blind side of the quarterback. Taylor Decker does that. 7 years, $83 million, $45 guaranteed, and we don't regret a single penny. You pay the man when he's as talented as this. Put his stats on the screen. Do we got his stats on the screen yet? Okay, so Hop says they're on the screen right now. Taylor Decker. I'm talking right there, man. This guy is a beast. Locker room presence, professional. On the field, dominance. In the negotiation room, oh man, he took us for everything that we had and we gave it to him gladly. We walked away shaking his hand because this guy right here protects Stafford like nobody else. He is the backbone to this offensive line. And if you look at his run block, pass block, 96 pass, 95 run block, 90 strength, 86 impact block, 90 awareness. He's only 26 years old. He's still developing. He went to Ohio State, 6'7", 311 pounds. And guess who he's playing next to? He's got to play next to Greg Robinson. When you got to play next to Greg Robinson, and you got us looking at Greg Robinson going, well, we need to extend Greg Robinson. He's playing pretty good. Well, the majority of that comes to Decker because he's blocking one with one hand. He's looking over at the guy Robinson's supposed to block. He's banging him off as well. I mean, there's a lot of things going on with Taylor Decker. He's cerebral. He makes the plays, and he's one of the best offensive linemen in the MBL. Y'all think he's the best? Y'all think this guy is the best offensive lineman in the NBL? Colbster saying young and is already a 98 overall. What a stud. I mean, absolutely. He came into the negotiation room and he said, I'm a 98 overall. You're about to pay me right now. I said, I got the cash in the bag right behind me. Whatever you want, open check. Let's do it. We got him signed. Happy about that. As I said earlier, we got some aging players. We have Ricky Wagner, right tackle. We have a right guard, TJ Lang. We got some backups, though, that we're going to be looking to bring in. Let's see what's next on the docket to talk about quarterback stats. Quarterback stats is we're going to be talking about Stafford. How great has he looked this year with Big Ben going down? The king of the 140 QBR. 5 games into this season, Matt Stafford has looked phenomenal. We're talking about a guy he doesn't have the touchdown to interception ratio that Ben Roethlisberger has in the NBL. He never chased that. He throws interceptions. Let me tell you the last 3 years while we sit here before we start talking about how great he is this year. MBL season 26, he was 16 touchdowns, 21 picks, 89 QBR. Not his best year, not his worst year, but definitely not a year you thought of Matt Stafford. The doubters were out. We were called Lion University. MBL season 26, we finished 11-5. MBL season 27, Stafford got back on that whiteboard. He got back to studying film. He got back to taking notes, picking up a few things from Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, we called Trent Redmond. We got him on the phone. If you don't know who Trent Redmond is, go to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. Arguably the best Madden created quarterback of all time. The best quarterback in the Players Hall of Fame, in my opinion. He went 25-17, 110 QBR. Okay, we're getting it back. Last year, championship year, we won our 6th title. That's the 6th time I bring it up. We're going to surpass what our goal was. We're just getting started. We're just starting to cook up. 32 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, only sacked 39 times, 120 QBR. But this year, he calls me on the phone. He says, I've been working with Redmond again, and we figured out a couple things, changed mechanics up just a little bit. HB18, he's been living at his house over the summer. Pause. But things are starting to happen. Things are starting to cook. The chemistry, Kalen Cupper, HB18. Now you got Montgomery. Rob Gronkowski's still doing his thing, and he loves the party, so he came over too. They're working out. They're getting this chemistry. He's 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 152.3 QBR. His best start in MBL history. Guys, what we have with Matt Stafford right now is something we haven't had in probably, I don't think we've ever had it. I mean, guys that's been in the league since day one, have you seen Matt Stafford play as well and have the stats that he has right now? I mean, I haven't. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's really not his forte. He's a gunslinger. When you're 75% completion, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, man, that's something special coming from a guy that's a strong arm quarterback that likes to sling the ball down the field. Did we get that Gronk highlight up already? Okay, let's watch this Gronk highlight right now, because this right here, Gronk's going to be a free agent maybe next year if we don't re-sign him. We don't extend him. He's making about 22, 23 right now, but he is making plays for us early in this year. And maybe because he sees that contract hanging over and he's like, I want to stay in Detroit. I like this atmosphere. I like to win. So Gronkowski, I see that beast mode right there, that beast move. What a throw, what a catch in traffic. And those are the things that makes Rob Gronkowski special. So when we're a team running 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end sets, how important is it for us to have a guy like Rob Gronkowski as our tight end too? A dependable target like that can go up and make plays. You see it often. Right now with Gronkowski. Yeah, he's 31 years old and he's already into the regression. We see his speed going down, acceleration, agility, but he's got the big body and he can make the plays, and Stafford likes him. He's a big target, and also in the red zone we can utilize him as well, and in the run blocking as well. Tony Bradbury in the chat, that's Sonny Weaver saying, tune in 2 weeks from now to see the Lions recap of shredding the Titans. So is he saying I'm going to beat him? Is that what we're getting at, Hop? Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a win-win. If he wins, he wins. But if he loses, he was right. We can't let him get away with that in the chat, guys. It is going to be a tough game. I actually really respect the Titans. I've been looking at some of their stats on Daddy Leagues, MaddenBomberLeague.com. This is a good team. This is a good team with a good defensive line, formidable offense, can throw the ball. Just Mariota looks a little rusty to start this season, but there's always that game where you hit in the season where your quarterback gets a little bit better, and that's what essentially could happen right now against my Detroit Lions, who are young in the secondary, who could get shredded by this team that has so many weapons on offense. I mean, Dorian Montgomery, it's about time that he steps up and becomes that player. I've been saying it for a while, just hopefully not till week 7, not against our Detroit Lions in week 6. What else are we looking at right now? Running back stats, we're going to take a look at PJ Allberry. This guy has been a beast on the season early on. PJ Allberry was an undrafted free agent. We didn't even go with the 3rd round pick. We drafted Corey Cox, which kind of wasted my time. I edited him, made him look really nice. Then I stripped him of all the little accessories I gave him in Madden because he was looking too fresh to be that. He fumbled in the preseason. We saw it on the last episode, Building the Franchise, episode number 21, I believe it was. Episode 21, we got the player card for Allberry up. All right, PJ Allberry, you see him on the screen right now. That guy's a beast. So we benched Corey Cox. We brought in this guy. He was undrafted from Notre Dame. Fighting Irish, 6 foot, 236 pounds. But look at that stiff arm and the trucking. That's what I like about this guy. You see a 94 stiff arm and a 90 trucking, 236 pounds, body fat probably at a 1%. 100%. I mean, this guy's nothing but rock. But look at this highlight right now. I mean, this guy. Oh, Jug in the chat saying Jordan has 6, Bomber has 6. Actually, it's Bomber has 6 and Jordan has 6. Because Jordan called me. He said he congratulated me. He said, man, congratulations on 6. I said, yeah, congratulations on 6. I'm the Jordan. And there's the big truck by PJ Albury. He makes plays for days. Look at this. How can you stop him? He's only 87 speed. They said he's too slow. He's only 84 excel. They said he's not quick enough to get to his top speed, which was too slow. His agility's 82. He moves like an 18-wheeler. But they forgot at the end of the day, he's an 18-wheeler. And once you get him going downhill, he's an 18-wheeler. PJ Albury is a beast. I really like Wilson, though, too, man. Don't sleep on Wilson. He's got the speed. He was undrafted as well. You know, and he's good in the passing game. When I come out there with 2 halfback sets, I like Wilson. What we got the player card for Wilson up right now? All right, Wilson, take a look at him. 95 speed, 90 excel. He's kind of a quicker, you know, little change of pace, but I really wanted to use a 3-down back this season, and I decided, hey, let's go full PJ Albury, but I do use this guy in the passing game just because if you can get it to him in the flat in motion or on a screen play, he can make big plays, as you're going to see here. I think this is a cross screen coming up, right? Yeah, a little cross screen with a little juke right there for Wilson. Get into the end zone. We played the Cowboys earlier in this season. I believe it was week 4 against Dallas, a team that won the NFC East last year that we handled fairly well. Wow, look at that juke move. This is a guy coming off the bench for our team, getting it done. That's why I really like Wilson, guys. I think we have a plethora of halfbacks, and Corey Cox, the guy we drafted in the 3rd round, he's a 3rd on the depth chart. That was the week 3 game. We won 27-11 versus the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, that's tough. And let's go over it. Vikings, we won 33-19. Cowboys, 27-11. Week 4, we played the Bears 33-10. Week 5, we just finished with the Texans. It was 31-10. They got a trash time score at the end, 31-17. Texans are better than that score, though, man. They had a couple times I said, man, this team might be good in a couple seasons. I'm glad we won't have to play them for another 4 years right now. So we already saw the Albury player card, the Wilson player card, and now we're looking at some wide receiver stats right now. Let's check out and see what our guys are doing on the wide receiver end of the team. You know, a lot of adjustments so far. HB18 leading the way right now. He's got 26 receptions, 487 yards, 5 touchdowns. Kendrick Montgomery, 13 catches, 266 yards, and he got most of it in the last 2 games. 2 games ago, we decided to move away from Golden Tate. We started manually subbing out Golden Tate just to see what Montgomery could do. And as you see, you know, you're looking at Montgomery right there. He's got the speed. He's got the ability to get underneath. I mean, you put Tate on a drag on the right side when I'm running 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end. For him to come across the field right now, I mean, it literally takes, you know, it takes a long enough. Stafford's already on his back. He's sacked. And we're getting the play call for the next play before he even gets there. So we decided, let's go with the little youth movement, bringing the 23-year-old Kendrick Montgomery. Got a couple questions in the chat right now. What are we getting DM on? Yeah. Okay, so, you know, you're looking at this guy. You're looking at Kendrick Montgomery right now. He can get it done. He's 13 carries for 13 receptions for 266. Golden Tate, 13 receptions for 161. Huge difference, 100-yard difference between the two on the same amount of receptions. That shows you just how explosive Montgomery is and just how much of a step that Golden Tate lost. Kalen Cupper, 11 catches, 199 yards. And Gronk, 7 catches, 141. He's looked phenomenal as well. Guys, remember earlier when I talked about the offensive linemen, I talked about the importance of having these bench players that we're trying to develop to replace Rick Wagner and TJ Lang, who we signed extension for 2 years this last season. Well, I think I found the guys. Let's put up the player card of Braden real quick. This is a guy we drafted last season. He obviously has all the tools. He's ready to go. He's ready to go right now. He wants to be a starter right now, and I see him probably replacing Greg Robinson. We'll probably move him to guard, and he'll replace Greg Robinson for sure. And he's got the strength 89, run block 78, pass block 78, very similar to Greg Robinson. But what I like about Greg Robinson is Greg Robinson, similar attributes, but 94 strength, but his speed and excel is insane. Greg Robinson's like 75 speed, 85 excel, so he can really get out there and pull, and I'm not ready to go away from Greg just yet. So maybe Brayton goes in for TJ Lang or Rick Wagner next season, depending on how much they regress, and we keep Greg Robinson for another year or two. Let's move on to Swope. He was our rookie we drafted this season. Oh, and also Brayton. Brayton, a good player. He's a good player on the bench. We tried to shop him around to see what his value was. And it really didn't, nobody really came with the big offer. Now he's over 76, so he's untradeable. He was a 3rd-round pick in the NBL season 28 rookie draft. The season 29 rookie draft, which was this most recent one, we got Javaris Swope. Now, doesn't have the strength. What do y'all know about him? Let's talk in the chat. What do you think about Javaris Swope? I know he's got 81 strength, but man, that impact block being 90, the run block being 86, is this skill set big enough to kind of overcome his lack of strength? I think so. I think we could hide him on the line, maybe even at center. You know, I know we got Swanson there, but maybe at center or even at guard if he's surrounded by guys that have, as Serp saying, no strength is trash. Well, I mean, we got Greg Robinson. He got a ton of strength, and he's pretty trash. Ric Flair saying that's a good white guy name. All right, man. I don't know if I'll be able to get his strength up right now. But speaking of strength, the strength of this team, I've talked about it on previous Building the Franchise Detroit Lions is 3rd down conversions. So where do we rank right now in 3rd down conversions? Where are we at, Hop? We're 2nd in the MBL, and that's exactly where we want to be. What's our percent at? 51% right now? So we're sitting at 51%. We're 18. Let's see. Let me check the stats right now. 18 for 35 in 3rd downs. The only people better than us is the Carolina Panthers, who've been 3rd down 45 times. Also, I want y'all to take a look at how many times we've been actually in 3rd down, on 3rd down. Only 35. We're moving the chains on 1st and 2nd down. You gotta love the offense right now. It's really pacing right now. It's getting better. We're moving the ball down the field through the pass game. We got PJ Allberry running the ball. We're really a dual threat, and that's going to make us tough to defend. But 51% on 3rd downs, I'll take that any day of the week, twice on Sunday. And what else we got on the docket right now for the show? All right, defensive stats we're going to look at here. We're going to look at sacks. Ziggy Ansah, obviously an aging player on our team. And I've thought about getting rid of Ziggy Ansah. Let me tell you his stats. Let's stay on this thumbnail just for a second. What do you guys think about Ziggy Ansah? You probably don't get a chance to see the player card, but he's 31 years old, 79 speed. He's regressed from 83 speed, which he started out of the box. He's already 31. I said that already. 6'5", 275 pounds, playing right end for us. But he just continues to just punch in stats, kind of like Golden Tate. I can't go away from him. Let's look at the last 3 years with Ziggy Ansah. 10 sacks, NBL season 26. Okay, that's not anything great in Madden. Then he went to 17 sacks in NBL season 27. NBL season 28, where we won our 6th Super Bowl, that's 7 times. He had 14 sacks, and this year 4 sacks through 5 games. And a forced fumble. Absolutely love what Ziggy Ansah is able to do. He's making $10.35 million right now. He has 1 year left on his contract. The cap penalty to cut him at the end of this year is going to be like $2 or $3 million, right? And he's probably going to be making around 12 to 13 million. So it'll free up 10 million in cap space. We have about 15 million. We have about 50 plus million right now in cap space, but we could free up another 10 if we cut Ziggy Ansah. I don't feel like we should do it. What do you guys think right now? Player card. Yeah, the player card's on the top right. You can see everything he's got. That's good. Keep it right there, about 3/4 of the screen. 82 strength, 81 tackle, 77 block shed, 83 power move, 79 finesse. I don't care about those numbers if you're getting it done. Do you guys think that 12 million he's going to be worth it, or we free up the 10 million, let him hit free agency? Because we got a couple guys in defensive end. We're obviously going to be releasing Kerry Hyder at the end of this year once it makes financial sense. But we got a couple guys underneath him. Christic is playing great too. Christic got 2.5 sacks already. And here goes KGH right here making a play in open field. The user is coming up. And Grugier Hill has been another just weapon for us. We got him from the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe, for like a 4th round pick season ago. So big shout out. And there's the interception right there. Nice way to sit right in it, jam, and drop back. And it's all jelly at that point. You see what I did there? All right, cornerback stats right now. We're going to be looking at our team and look at deflections. We see Tease Tabor on there. Is that what we're looking at, deflections? So we see the deflection screen. You see Tease Tabor. This guy right here, Tease Tabor. He can get it done. He's not a big interception guy, man. He doesn't have the speed. You know, he's 87 speed, but he's 92 agility, and I believe he excels about 90. Tease Tabor has the ability to be an outside cornerback in specific situations or slot cornerback in specific situations. That's why I think we have to pay him as well. I'm looking at a couple guys and talking about Ziggy Ansah in the chat. Slow for pass rush, but I got them. What are you trying to say, Rams? That doesn't make any sense. Speak in English, please. You're chopping up here. Hound equals bomber. That's what the screen told me. Okay, so guys, what do you think about Ziggy Ansah? Just keep him or let him go. That's what we need to know. Teez Tabor obviously going to be a free agent coming up. We're going to talk about that here in the next segment. But I just wanted to show you the deflections Teez Tabor has, and he's been playing phenomenal for us next to Darius Slay, who's obviously another aging player. When you look at the overall picture of Madden, you start aging at 29. He's 29 years old right now. He's already lost his speed. It went from 94 to 92. Next year it'll be 90. Acceleration's already at 90. It's going to go to 88. So we have to start making decisions, a lot of decisions on the defensive side of the ball. What do we got next? We're going to the... All right, so here's our re-sign right now. Here's the guys we got. Let me flip over my paper here. We got Gronk, 31 years old, Slade, 29, Davis, 24, Golden Tate, obviously we're not bringing him back, 32. It's all right. Tabor, 23, punter Martin, 30, Babin, 25. We're not bringing him back. DeGear, 25. I don't know. Kirkland DeGear, go check him out on MaddenBomberLeague.com. Let me know what you think of that tight end. He's all right. I mean, as a secondary. And Kaya, 24, I'm definitely bringing Kaya back. I think Kaya is the best backup quarterback in the MBL. Yeah, I said it. I've shopped them around just to let people know I got him. If your quarterback goes down in Pittsburgh, they calling me for Kaya. I said, sure, he's on the block, but I need $100 million in cash, unmarked bills, because I ain't letting Kaya go, and he ain't about that life. All right, Gronkowski, 31. He wants 4 years, $44 million. He can get it done. 4 years, $44 million. I'm not going to commit to that with Rob Gronkowski just because he's 31 years old. I can't give him a 4-year deal worth $44 million and guarantee him any kind of money at this point, but maybe a short-term deal. You look at Darius Slay. He's got the 1 year. He wants 1 year, $12.8 million. Oh, we're going to flip over to scouting right now. My producer is in my ear. He messed up the video. Let's get over to scouting. All right, let's start the scouting video. We'll go back to the re-sign video here in a second. We're live, baby. We're doing our first show live. It's going to be a little bit of bumps and bruises here. Wide receiver we're going to look at. We're going to click here. We clicked on the wide receiver. All right, so wide receiver, here's what we got. I'm going to give you a rundown as I go through this. You guys just check out what you see and tell me if you see anything. I really like the Cannon guy. Lawson, 5'10", 179 route runner. Cannon, 6'4", 235 red zone. I doubt he'll be there for us. We do have our first, second, and third round pick in this upcoming draft. I like Cannon and I like Bright. I want to get a bigger guy next to Harvey Beckham. I don't want these midgets surrounding midgets. So I want the midget to have his point on the offense, but then I want the big red zone target. So I'm thinking this Cannon guy or Bright or something similar to that. You guys let me know if you see anything in there. Shaquille Bright, though, I really like him. University of Texas, another reason to like him. But when it says possession receiver, I always wonder to myself, does that mean he's going to be insanely slow to where he's molasses out there? I don't want Anquan Bolden as a rookie. I don't want Anquan Bolden's last year attributes as a rookie right now with somebody who's 6'2". So, guys, what do you think? What do you think we should pair HB18? What would be an ideal situation you think for him? A couple guys in the chat, Pricey saying I like Shaq, Jug saying Lawson is nice, and Z-Star saying sign Slay and Davis for sure. Yeah, Gerard Davis is #1 priority, guys. Hop obviously, he's doing a great job right now, but he messed up on that video. So we can't let him go with that. Shame him in the chat because that was an important topic. Gerard Davis. Now, he's young. I think Gerard Davis is only 24 years old. He's asking for 5 years, $26 million. We're definitely going to sign him. We're going to give him what he wants. That guy, remember, he got hurt in the Super Bowl versus the Steelers. And somehow, I didn't think we had a chance because of that. But at the end of the day, we came through and got that win. That's eight times I've plugged the fact that we're a 6-time Super Bowl champion. See what I'm doing there, Hop? It just continues to grow the longer we go. Where are we going back to now? We're on the left tackles. All right, we're going to move on to Bomber Logic. But before we get into that, you saw a couple tackles in there, guys. Samuel's 323. I want a big. Go back and watch this video. I want a big offensive lineman, a big left tackle. 323 pounds, Samuel, 6'6". I like that guy. I also like Gordon, 313 pounds. But now it's time for the segment I like to call Bomber Logic, and Kyle likes to give me a bald head, so it's like bald Bomber Logic, I guess. If you guys going to ask the questions in the chat, And I'll give you some answers about stuff going on either in the grid or in the MBL about players. And it'll just basically be Bomber Logic. DECKER says, my God, that dude is ugly. Well, come on, man. Jordan ain't never been about looks. You know what I'm saying? He's just been about winning, you know? And we're talking about Jordan, right? So if you guys got any questions in the chat right now for the sixth time, we got 23. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. 23 guys in there with, oh, wait, we got 21 likes. What are you talking about, Jug? I see 21 likes. You're talking about 4 likes. Guys, let's not comment on the pick. Let's ask some questions. You see MJ right there throwing up the 6. We're throwing up the 6. Guys, if you got any questions about players in the NBL, situations right now, now's the time to ask before we wrap this show up. And let me know. So here's our free agents upcoming right now. Gronk, Slay, and Davis are available. Tate, we're going to let go. We're going to bring back Tease Tabor, and then we're going to bring back Kaya. But between Gronk, Slay, and Davis, I'm thinking we bring back Slay for a year, for 1 year, about $12 million, and then we bring Davis back for the 5-year 26 that he wants. He's only 24, and I just don't see us bringing back Gronk. I mean, a 99 overall is huge impact on our team, but oh man, 31 years old. He's just regressing so much. He had all these greens as far as catching attributes. They've all slightly went below that elite level now, and I can kind of notice a difference. He's still a beast, but I can't give him a 4-year deal for an injury-prone tight end. He hasn't been, knock on wood, he hasn't been too injury-prone for us, but at the same time, you have to tell yourself, you know, it's bound to happen, and once he gets all up in that age, man, he's just not somebody that's really durable that we can really rely on into his mid-30s. All right, we got any questions in the chat? Are we gonna close this up? All right, well, let's bald bomber. Hey, Pricey, he made me bald. I'm actually not. Well, I mean, well, kind of. They call me Rasheed Wallace for a reason. You know, there we go. Not as bad as Sonny, but much further than I like to be. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Building the Franchise, episode number 22. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be trying to do a couple more live shows. Every show is not going to be live, but we wanted to come out here and just kind of get you caught up on what's going on around the NBL. Don't forget tomorrow, highly debatable, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed up by 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, MBL Live play-by-play broadcast on twitch.tv/MBL Network. Make sure you subscribe right now so you get those notifications for our Twitch when we go live. And that's going to be a great game, MBL Live play-by-play broadcast. I believe Sonny and OSU are going to be on that. They do a great job. Don't forget, highly debatable. I'm plugging it again. And this is the 6th-time champion. That's 9 times I've said it. Going to tell you, have a good day. Have a great Monday. And we'll see you next weekend or early in the week next week for MBL Building the Franchise, episode number 23. Big shout out to Hop behind the scenes, pulling the strings, and everybody who showed up today. We'll see you next time. And if you want this live, let us know in the comment section once it posts. All right, I'm out of here. Later.